Welcome to another exciting episode of the Football Fignuts podcast. If you've been listening, it is episode 352 altogether. We are in season 9, episode 2. I'm Sean.
I am Britt.
And I am still Craig.
And gentlemen, we are here because it is rankings time. It is the best time of the year. And it's quarterback time. So we are joined by our excellent contributor, Sean. Sean, how the hell are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Dying in this heat, but doing great.
Oh, the East Coast is just baking right now. It's insane. It's not going to get any better. So the best way to cool off is by talking about some hot picks. But let's start where we always start before we get into that. Let's start with our guest. Sean, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking Northway Brewing Company's Reverse the Sun Double IPA. My last one.
Oh, from our trip to the Lake George region?
Yes.
You still have beer from then? I ran out of beer from them at the end of May.
This is my last one.
So given the heat, it's a good name for a beer.
Yeah.
All their beers have interesting names. I honestly, the best part of that trip was that I managed to talk him into going to 2 breweries that day.
I feel like that's something you shouldn't have to talk Sean into.
Yeah, you really took on those, yeah.
Yeah, well, his wife was there, which is a problem. Not that she's a problem, but when she's like, "Oh, I want to go shopping, and I need you to come and be the sensible one and tell him, give me some critiques." And I'm like, "Critiques? Fuck that shit. We're going drinking, bitch. Let's go. Back of this car. Let's go." Craig could unfortunately not be there for this, but we went to Common Roots, and then I talked Sean into coming to Northway with us, and it was me, my wife, and Sean in the car leaving Northway. We are a 15-minute drive from where we're staying. We took a left. It was sunny. It was bright. It was warm. We took a left onto the road, and I hear from the back seat, what's that? And up ahead is a dark cloud that looked like the end scene from Ghostbusters. Like, it's moving in circles. There's no funnel clouds, but like I can hear like the Gozer music in my head. And I'm like, it's fine. It's not raining. We stop at the first stoplight and we hear a single crack of thunder. And literally 2 seconds later, we are covered in water. Covered in it. It went from 0 to 60 in a quarter of a mile. So now here I am. My ass has been to 2 breweries. I'm driving this car. And Sean's in the back being a fucking life coach. Is it going to be okay? We got this under control. You're doing great. Just take your time. Don't worry about it. And obviously we made it back. Although I did park what, in a 2-foot deep puddle?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
That was fun. But we did make it back safely. But yeah, that's the Lord punishing us for going to 2 breweries in one day. But I'm glad you enjoyed Northway. Your thought off the top of your head, better Common Roots Brewing in Glens Falls or Northway in Queensbury?
Common Roots had great food along with good, very, very good beer. And Northway didn't really have any food, but had great beer. So
right,
if I'm going for just beer, maybe I think Northway, but the overall ambiance, definitely Common Roots.
Yeah. Craig, I think would agree with that. He liked He liked Northway, but he liked Common Roots better.
Yeah, it was easier to hang out there. It was just it was more, I don't know, laid. I think laid back's the wrong word. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but it's just 2 different places.
The exact words. They are very different vibes. I seem to remember the exact words out of Craig's mouth after he took his first sip of a Common Roots beer was, quote, "Why didn't you bring me here first?" End quote. And I was like, sorry. I just
both are very good though. They're just very different. That's all.
Well, part of what increased the charm of Northway for us that day was that there were dogs.
Yes.
There was that the night that I was there with Craig, there was no dogs, and then the day where they were Sean, there was 2 or 3 different dogs just sitting around and chilling out and being dogs. So
that always helps.
It does. Craig, what are you drinking tonight?
I have a beer from New Park Brewing. Remember when New Park was like the go-to during COVID because they delivered?
Oh, because they delivered. You set a time, you're waiting for your doorbell to ring, and then a charming man would be like, "Here's your case of beer, sir. I'll see you next week."
Pretty much like a beer superhero. This is a can of Cortex. So it's a straightforward IPA. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I've had it. It's decent. I really like the Cloud series from them.
Yeah,
Double
I would
Cloud.
say those are better. But yeah, this one's just standard IPA, but it's good.
I had a meeting at Two Roads Brewing today about a project that we may be able to announce as early as next week. And so I have Road to Ruin in my glass. Shock of all shocks. I did find out, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I will because, why the fuck not? They have a deal with Kroger's supermarkets down in Jersey.
Really?
They're going to be producing a beer to be exclusively sold at Kroger's.
Jersey trip.
Your wife is going to Jersey soon, isn't she? So.
Yeah, but she's bringing us back Cape May. We can't ask her to do too much. We don't want her to get pulled over with a trunk full of beer. I have to explain, officer. I'm not muling beer. This is for all the people I know: Craig and Sean and Britt and Sinch and the Source and my brother and my friend. We don't want her to have to go through that. So, I thought it was interesting. I'm like, Kroger's. That's an interesting choice. So, there is word on the street that it will be available in the brewery as well, but not in cans.
Oh.
So,
what kind of beer?
Yeah,
just an IPA.
I believe it's a Kolsch.
Oh, all right, interesting.
I believe it's a Kolsch because they wanted to play off the K in Kroger's. So, but we'll see. All right, gentlemen, we got a lot to cover tonight. So moving on, quarterback rankings coming up, but really quick, each of us burning hot takes. Let's start with Craig tonight. Craig, anything burning for you?
Really, my burning hot take was more about a running back who injured himself with fireworks. So we're talking about quarterbacks. So I don't know if you want to talk about running backs, so I can save it for next week.
Chuck it out there really quick. We'll spend 2 minutes on it. We'll dive deeper in next week.
I mean, truthfully, the news that's come out has been about running backs and how, they are not, how do I put this? Not doing the best they can for their careers.
Yeah. So Najee Harris had too much fun over 4th of July weekend, and he has an eye injury. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure. I don't think they really said how injured. He can see, I think.
And he didn't lose any fingers.
He did not lose any fingers. Like, what's his name on the Giants?
That's Jason Pierre-Paul.
That's his name. Why? My question is, why do NFL players? Why do professional sports players do this? Just why? They know they're adults for the most part. Najee Harris has been around the league for at least 5 years, so he knows how this whole thing works.
God, it feels like longer,
right? So I Steelers got rid of him. Why? I just don't get the mentality of why you would do that. That's really my question.
Sean, you want to jump in there first? What's your gut feeling?
Did no one learn from JPP? I mean, come on.
Right? Apparently not.
Don't mess with fireworks. But they are, I think, just part of it is that they're the culture that they bring. They've grown up in with the football. And it's adrenaline and all that stuff. It's just they're always seeking that adrenaline rush, and so that's what they do.
Yeah. All right. I
can accept that. I agree. I'm looking really quickly just to see. No, I don't want his game log for his entire career. I just want to know how many years he's played. He was drafted for 2021, so this would be his 5th year.
Yeah, because the Steelers didn't pick up his contract, so yeah.
Which Sinch would approve of if he was here.
True.
Never give a running back another contract. That's a Sinch mainstay. I had this conversation with my wife yesterday in a different context. And you're sitting there saying, well, Britt, why the fuck are you talking about this with your wife? You say all the time how she can't stand football. That's true. I was talking to her about the Quentin Judkins arrest. And I said to her, it's almost like you give people who have been told they're the best thing on earth their entire life a blank check. They've never experienced any sort of ramifications or long-term responsibility because their talent has gotten them out of shit. And then you expect them to be like, I want to invest in the stock market. I would like to act responsibly and simply buy a home for me and my family. instead of buying a fucking Maserati and going 190 miles an hour down a goddamn interstate at 3 a.m.
Adrenaline rush.
How's it? Adrenaline. There's like no knows any better. And the league, we piss on the league a lot here, but the league has instituted rookie minicamps specifically around this. Guys like Chris Carter have stood up and go, man, half of you sitting here, you're going to be in jail or cut in the next 3 years because you're stupid. And some people get it. I mean, famously, Ryan Leaf walked out in the middle of his speech, and he lasted, what, of all 3 seasons? Congratulations on Ryan Leaf. He's straightened himself out since then. But why are we shocked? These are kids. And when they're adults, and they sometimes don't have any repercussions for how they act, Antonio Brown. Does anybody know where Antonio Brown is right now? Because you could play Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego and still not find him.
Somewhere with no extradition laws.
I would say, didn't he flee somewhere to avoid
extradition? No. He didn't flee. He went on vacation, and he's decided not to come back because they're after him.
Yes. So he's in the Caribbean somewhere.
He's fleeing justice.
Why would you come back? I wouldn't come back either.
Then you what? You are not a responsible adult, sir. You take responsibility for your actions. You show up.
Oh, no, I'm just talking about being in the Caribbean. If I could stay there, why the heck would I come?
Well, that's fair. That's fair. 100% fair. 100% fair. But like, people are like, oh, it's a setup. They're trying. You grabbed a security guy's gun and discharged it. And you hit a guy that you're claiming was trying to rob you. But the video evidence shows the guy was like 10 feet away.
Oh, he was? I never saw the video. He was that far away.
He was not close enough to do. According to Antonio Brown, and again, I encourage folks to look it up just in case I'm getting this wrong. But according to Antonio Brown, he was trying to rob him. But the video evidence doesn't show anything about the guy being close enough to even touch Antonio Brown. And historically, not that I'm a guy who likes to go around robbing people, but I don't yell down the street, "Hey, Johnny, your money or your life." That's not how I do things. You know, I walk up to a person, I show them the gun, and I'm like, your money or your life. I don't, none of it adds up. Let's put it that way. The video does not back up Antonio Brown's story. And now all of a sudden he's like, now I'm on vacation for the last, 6 months. And, indefinitely, I'll probably stay over here. A guy who didn't have enough money to pay his franchise fees in the AFL, but has enough money to go to Europe in an undisclosed location for 6 months at a time.
Yes.
So it's about accountability. It's about learning. It's about being an adult, and they just don't have it yet. They're too young. And why are we shocked? These are 21-year-old kids, and you hand them $20 million checks.
And he was a Steeler.
And expect them to be responsible. And they're Steelers. Former Steelers. Yeah. I will go down again in saying this. The Steelers are not a quality organization because they teach values. They're a quality organization because they conceal flaws.
Yeah, I can see
everyone who leaves there ends up in trouble after they go. Najee Harris has an eye injury. Le'Veon Bell's applying to Dairy Queen. Antonio Brown's on the run from the cops. It just keeps going on.
Le'Veon Bell is sitting on his front porch eating chicken wings because a bird pooped on his car earlier, and he wants to show him what he's made of.
Wow.
Did y'all see that tweet?
Did that
really happen?
Was that real? Or did you just make that up?
No, he tweeted, Le'Veon Bell tweeted, when a bird poops on my car, I go out on my front porch and eat a plate of chicken wings to show him what I'm made of. And I'm like,
because
I can respect that.
Because a chicken pooped on his car?
Yep.
It was a sparrow? You know what that sparrow is doing? That sparrow's sitting there going, look at this fucking fool. He thinks every bird's the same. He thinks people eat sparrows. This is fucking it. Hey, Earl, check this out. No, son, no. The sparrow in the tree is thinking about one thing. Can I eat that? Something just moved on the tree limb. Can I eat it? That's all he fucking cares about. He ain't looking at you with your chicken wings unless you're sharing them. Oh, okay. Craig, what's burning with you? Let's save me from myself.
No, it's Sean's turn. That was me.
That was you. Okay. Go ahead, Sean. Sorry. I'm already halfway through my beer and on 2 different rants.
Well, yeah. Mine's more of it's that time of year where, everyone's talking about, the upcoming season. And now, since we're talking about quarterbacks, who has the most to prove. So I'm going to ask you guys, which quarterback has the most to prove this season? Could be maybe both fantasy and in football terms.
All right, I'm going to jump in on this.
Go for it.
I'm going to jump in on this. The answer is Michael Penix. All I keep hearing, Michael Penix, he's a little over aggressive. He needs to make better decisions, but so much raw talent. And he's got DJ Moore there now, and no, I'm sorry, that's the Jets. Him and Drake London. Maybe I should stop drinking. I got DJ Moore and Drake London confused in my head there for a second. Him and Drake London have such chemistry, and Drake London's gonna have such a great freaking year. But this team is bad. It's got a great running back and one wide receiver. This is the kind of game that when you start a game in like career mode in Madden, this is the kind of team you're given.
You just dissed Darnell Mooney.
What's that?
I said you just dissed Darnell Mooney.
Darnell Mooney. He's a number 4 dressed as a number 2. There, I said it.
Wow.
There, I said it. This is the kind of team who's like, you walk in like a career mode of any video game, and the owner's like, we have high hopes for you, son. We have career players at 2 positions. Our offensive line is the 17th worst rated in the league, but we think you could turn that around. Okay? No. So to me, it's Michael Penix. If anybody can turn this around, it's him. But am I counting on it? No. I need to see it.
Is Arthur Smith running the offense down there anymore? No. They have a chance then.
Wow. You're an Arthur Smith hater.
Oh, not a fan.
Wow. All right, Craig, who do you got? What quarterback has a lot to prove?
A lot to prove. I think it's going to be probably one of Sinch's favorite quarterbacks, though. I don't know if he still is or not.
Tom Brady.
After him. It's going to be Justin Herbert.
Oh, I thought for sure you were going to say Mac Jones.
I was going to, but I didn't want Sinch to like crash his truck yelling. I just think Herbert has a lot to prove. Like every year, Herbert's supposed to be like this top tier quarterback. And yes, the Chargers are better with Harbaugh being there. And then the problem is he's usually a run heavy coach. But I don't know. I still feel like he has a lot to prove, and I feel like he could do it. He may need some more help though in the receiver department, but I think he has the talent to do it. I'm gonna look at because I don't remember who is their current other than Lad McConkey. I'm trying to see who's their other.
Lad McConkey. That's all you need.
That's all you really need.
Allen.
I'm trying to see who's the other. Let's see really quick.
Is it Quentin Johnson?
Oh, there's that. Mike Williams is there.
Yeah.
Still?
Johnson there.
Yeah, Mike Williams is there. Oh yeah, Jalen Rieger is there. So.
My God.
Him. God no.
In a world where Jalen Rieger is your only hope at success, you are fucked.
So if Ladd stays healthy, I think he can have a really good year. Just somebody's gonna have to come up as the number 2, which I'm assuming Quentin is gonna be, but we'll see. I just think out of everyone, he has the most to prove. The second probably would be Phil Lawrence. But
there's been some talk of, oh my God, there was a rookie that they drafted, and I can't find. Trey Harris. They're talking about him maybe stepping up and becoming the number 2 there.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's hard to tell with rookies. Yeah,
it is. It's definitely hard. He might have the most talent of someone else that's there.
Right. Herbert's got amazing talent, but Craig's right. We have not seen it. We've seen it translate into flashes of greatness, but we have not seen it translate into like measurable success. I've been on record, and I will continue. The AFC West is going to be a shit show shootout this year. If you ask me to make a bet right now on Kansas City winning the AFC West or the field, I'm taking the field because so exactly that reason. I think Herbert could be really good this year. We'll have to see. So, all right, let's move on to our main topic because I've burnt a lot of time already.
Oh, come on. I got to answer my own question. No?
Go ahead.
All right. I mean, you could be going anywhere. You could go. I'm surprised Craig didn't go here with Lamar, proving that he can win in the playoffs. Joe Burrow could go there, proving that he could bring the team to the playoffs.
Can we get to your answer?
I could go Caleb Williams on my team. Second,
Oh, we're just gonna keep going.
He's just
You
listing
know where I'm gonna go?
quarterbacks now. Where are you gonna go?
I'm going to go with Aiden Daniels. I think he needs to prove that last year wasn't some kind of fluke. I mean, you remember the year before, everyone was so high on CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud. He was like rated the number 5 quarterback in fantasy. Well, guess what? Jaden Daniels is rated, 4 or 5 this year? He's got to prove it.
Well, you're going to find out in a minute.
All right.
All right, good answers, guys. Good answers. All right, let's get right into the rankings. This is where people came to hear. This is what people wanted to see. This year, we did the rankings slightly differently. So we have the consensus between myself, Craig, Sean, and Sinch. But, and the pro, we use a pro sites rankings just as a base starting point. But this year, we went a little weird. I asked Skynet to give me rankings. So we have an AI column this year. So this year, the pros, the 4 contributors, and AI all contribute to our consensus ranking. So let's jump right in. The number 1 consensus pick was Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. AI put him at 1. I put him at 1. Sean put him at 1. Everybody else put him at 2. Number 2, right behind him and finishing off the top tier, was Josh Allen. Everyone had Josh Allen in their top 2 except me. So let's toss this out. Let's start here. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. This year, all I keep hearing from the experts is it's a deep quarterback draft. How early are you going to go after a top-ranked quarterback, assuming Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen are your top 2 because you guys have all ranked them in the top 2? Starting with Craig. How early is too early for Lamar or Josh, depending on your choice?
How early is too early?
It's a deep class this year, kids.
It is anything before the 5th round, I would say. I mean, I know there's people.
So
that
in round.
Good. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, finish your thought. I'm sorry.
I was going to say that people. I know people are going to draft Lamar like in the 2nd round. But I just think there's more, like you just said, there's more depth at quarterback. So I don't know if I don't want to say waste a pick, but use a pick for a quarterback like that high.
That's the thing. Most people are sitting there saying 5 is too high this year because the position is so deep. Sean, what do you think?
I think it depends on your tiers. Like, I have a clear 4 that I would draft earlier than the others. If I'm not getting one of those top 4, I am waiting for a while. I'm not gonna go, oh my god, they drafted those top guys. All right, I gotta go on now round 5 and pick one of this other tiers, because guess what? To me, after the top 4, there's a group that I can go with, and I could probably get the bottom end of that tier for me in a much reasonable price.
So let me ask you this. Your top tier is the top 4 in your mind.
Yep.
Assuming all 4 are available. So let's assume Lamar and Josh and the next 2 on the list, because we haven't announced their names yet, are all available. At what point are you looking at your roster and saying, it's too much value?
I mean, it's going to depend. I mean, because obviously the top 2 are probably a little bit higher than the next 2, but that top tier, the tippy top tier, I'll call it, still tier 1.
Tippy top.
I would not do it before round 3. If someone's taking them round 1 and 2, especially in a 1 QB league, yeah, go ahead, have them. But the other in the top 4, I'll do it in 3 or 4.
See, I would go. I'm actually shocked by your answer. I would have thought that would have been like more in the 6-7 range, honestly.
I probably
to
more
your point.
4.
Excuse me. Here come the hiccups.
I think it all depends on the way the draft is going. If the other 2 are still available, and I'm kind of like, well, I think I could wait a little longer now because the other 2 are available.
Mm-hmm.
I'll wait a little longer, maybe.
Well, it's also going to depend on who's available alongside them, right?
Exactly.
That's where I look at it. I'm looking at like ADP in terms of that. That's why I'm like, I'm looking at 7 or 8 personally before I really start to think about it. And I'll move on to the next part of this, of the rankings as why I'm going this way. So Lamar's our number 1. Josh Allen's number 2. Jalen Hurts is our number 3. Joe Burrow is our number 4. Jaden Daniels is our number 5, followed by Pat Mahomes at 6. Baker Mayfield is at 7, and that rounds out our our second tier. Actually, Pat Mahomes is where we draw off the second tier. Is there and this is just a quick yes or no answer, is there really that much difference in your mind between Hurts, Burrow, Daniels, and Mahomes? And if so, who is that person? Let's start with Sean. Those 4 guys are there, and you're ready to draft quarterback. Is there one guy you're taking out of the group of Hurts, Burrow, Daniels, Mahomes?
Hurts. I am taking Hurts.
Why?
For me, he is the highest rated for me over Daniels, over Mahomes. Who was the other person? I'm sorry.
Burrow. You actually rated Burrow ahead of Hurts.
Yeah.
But you have that much faith in Hurts.
It'll also depend on the scoring system.
Sure.
You know, in just a typical PPR 4-point touchdown, you know, I would go with Hurts. If it was 6 points per touchdown, I might go with Burrow, because I think he's going to have the most passing attempts, most passing yards, probably the most touchdowns, passes. So
I think for the sake of this argument, you wanted to think of a more standard scoring system.
So I would go with Hurts then.
Okay, Craig, I know you're going to say Burrow. Just tell us why, other than you're a homer.
No, it's going to be Hurts, mainly because of his rushing for touchdowns. If the touchdowns are 6 points, like Sean said, then Hurts makes more sense, especially with the tush push, which was not outlawed.
And this is where I point out, you put Hurts 5th behind both Burrow and Daniels, but you're saying in an open contest with Hurts, Burrows, Daniels, and Mahomes all open, you still like Hurts?
I would honestly go. So if I'm using our league scoring system, because that's what's in my head, I would probably go between Hurts and Daniels, again, because of their mobility.
Burrow's fade Burrow to 5?
I would, because Burrow's not going to rush. He rushes, but not really. He's more of a pocket guy. So
he throws 115 times a game.
True. But in our league, rushing touchdowns are more valuable.
Truth. I'm big on Jalen Hurts this year. I have him at number 2 overall personally. I really think, again, and it's for the exact reasons you guys brought up, the rushing stats are just too big to ignore. So, recapping, Lamar, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels, Patrick Mahomes. The next tier is where you get into what I like to call Jags, which I stole from the guru, John Hansen. It means just a guy. 7 is Baker Mayfield. 8 is Kyler Murray. 9 is Bo Nix. 10 is Justin Herbert. 11 is Jared Goff. 12 is Caleb Williams. 13 is Dak Prescott. Remember when he was good? I don't either. 14 is Brock Purdy. 15 is Jordan Love. That's the third tier we have. It spans number 8 through number 15. I'm sorry, number 7 through number 15. Tell me why I'm wrong that there is no difference between any of those names. Mayfield, Murray, Nix, Herbert, Goff, Williams, Prescott, Purdy, Love. They're all the same guy to me. Craig, tell me I'm wrong. What guy in there stands out to you and you're like, oh, well, no. This guy definitely rises above the rest.
Of all those names, I'm probably going to go with Bo Nix. He's coming off a really good year. I think Denver's, after a very long time, in a very good spot offensively, and I don't see why they would regress at all, especially with them getting a couple more new weapons on their offense. So I think Bo Nix, out of all of them, would be the most consistent one and probably higher scoring as well.
Fair. Sean, I'm running the list one more time. Baker, Kyler, Nix, Herbert, Goff, Caleb Williams. Don't you dare say the Bear. I will kill you. Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy, Jordan Love. Is there a name that stands out for you, or are these all the same guy?
These, to me, is where we get to, I'm going to wait, and I'll wait to see who other people pick, and then I might go with the one that is kind of like 2 or 3 in the last tier and go, I like this guy better. Just, I don't know, personal preferences, and then go with that guy. Because, yeah, I think if I had to choose one, pick first in this group, I wouldn't. I don't think I think I would just wait, you know?
That's exactly it.
I mean, I do think, and you said, when was Dak Prescott good? Well, 2 years ago, he had the numbers that were actually better than Lamar Jackson and was a contender for MVP. Yes, and last year he was injured, and 2 years before that, injured. So injury is a concern, yes. But when he's healthy for a whole year, Dak can put up good numbers.
But don't forget, those numbers were when he had a solid offense around him. He had a lot more weapons around him than he has now. Right now, it's him and CeeDee Lamb and a bunch of other guys.
So he has George Pickens.
Former Steeler. It's just, did you not hear the first segment where we talked about how it's just a matter of time for former Steelers to melt down?
I mean, Javonte, a second chance in a different place. Javonte Williams, I don't know if his knee can hold out, but they're high on this. I mean, of course they are. It's Jerry Land, so he was going to promote anybody. But the rookie Jaden Blue, I've heard good things about him. So yeah, I mean, and then there's Ferguson. Ferguson's a decent tight end. So there are weapons there if everything falls right.
So for me, we've listed 15 quarterbacks for you right now. I was listening to SiriusXM Fantasy Football Mornings. Sean, you know they're back on, right? I know you love Fantasy Football Mornings. They've relegated them to 7 to 8 a.m. Total mistake. Total mistake.
I think that's just preseason. I hope that's just preseason, but that's another thing.
Jeff Radcliffe follows him at 8 a.m. And about a week ago, he was like, say again?
I like him as well.
I love him too. But he said, this is our time slot for the foreseeable future. And I'm like, is that, talk, industry talk, or is that like, hey, nah, the guru was what did this. We're not going to do 7 to 10 anymore. I don't know. But Joe Dolan said last week on this the show, he is waiting on quarterback this year like never before because the gap has never been bigger between the top 2 or 3 and number 15. And I'm like, he's freaking right.
Yep.
If you do the math in the ADP between Jordan Love or Jalen Hurts, no one is debating that Jalen Hurts is going to score more points. But the wide receiver or running back, you would get where you pick Hurts in like round 5, 6, or 7 versus swapping it with Jordan Love and a random running back or wide receiver in round, I don't know, 10, 12, something around there. It's not enough. You're going to be out better. Go ahead.
5, 6, 7's like the running back dead zone, man.
I think, and I'm going to tip my hand right now, I think I'm going wide receiver heavy this year. I think I'm looking RB1, and then I'm looking wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver in my next 3 rounds. Because there's so much more depth there that's different than the running back. If I get a wide receiver that's going to score me 150 points at pick 3, or Jalen Hurts, say 250, 350, okay? That's 350 versus a wide receiver in round 7 and Jordan Love, it's not the same trade-off. I'm going to get more value out of taking Love later than Hurts early. And if I'm in a league where guys sit there and go, I see Jalen Hurts is available in round 7. Think I'll jump on him. I that's more the better. Waste that pick. Push the wide receiver or running back down a tick. I'm just saying. All right, moving on. Number 16 on our list is CJ Stroud. This is where we really get into, I waited too long. Ooh, that's a decent backup. CJ Stroud, 16. Drake May is at 17. Why Drake May? Because Craig and Sinch put him at 15 overall. Little high, but that's how consensus works. Justin Fields at number 18. Trevor Lawrence, a.k.a. William Trevor Lawrence, at number 19. Tua Tagovailoa at number 20. Here's what's interesting. No one in this pod including the AI or the pros, ranked Tua higher than 19th. Remember when he was a top 5? We're all done with him.
Yeah, I think everyone's done with the Dolphins in general.
Fair. 21, J.J. McCarthy, the mystery player. 22, Bryce Young, Carolina. 23, Geno Smith. 24, Michael Penix. And 25, Matt Stafford. So I want to just toss some names out there. Not who you would pick. Who will be the least shocking to actually have a really good year? And Sean, we're going to start with you. Tua, J.J. McCarthy, or Michael Penix. One of those 3 guys is probably going to outperform their ADP. Which of those 3 guys do you think is most likely to outplay their ADP?
Oh, God. All right. So you said JJ, Tua,
JJ, and Michael Penix. And by the way, folks, if you haven't figured it out already, I don't tell them the questions in advance.
I think for me,
who outperforms their ADP?
I'm the guy that likes to go with the unknown. I think I would go with JJ.
Ooh, okay.
Just because he has such a good team around him, and their offensive coordinator's pretty smart. Their coach is pretty smart. I think that's the best fit for success.
Is your rationale that they made Sam Darnold look good, so they must know what they're doing?
No, I'm not saying that.
And that's okay if that's what you're saying. I'm just saying that sounds like what you're saying.
It could be. It could be. Truthfully, I like Justin Fields in those spots, because when he's had the whole season, he's, even with his questionable accuracy, he's produced top 10 numbers.
Listen, before I throw it over to Craig, Kevin O'Connell has done weirdly amazing things there in the 2 years he's been there. I can't be shocked, to Sean's point, that he's going to continue. Craig, I need you to talk for 2 minutes. You know why. You tell me, who's going to shock you this year out of that tier? I'm just going to toss them out again. Tua, JJ, or Michael Penix. One of those 3 guys, I tell you right now, is going to outperform your ADP. You tell me which one.
Well, we all know he's not going to go with Tua. So.
Well, no, and neither did you, actually. So, it's fine.
Of course.
It's fine. So for me, JJ McCarthy is the really crazy wild high parlay pick you do on, DraftKings, that if it hits, it's amazing, but it's probably not going to, because you just don't know. So yeah. I think for me, Penix is more the one out of those 3, is more the one I think is going to have the best overall year. And yes, I know Kyle Pitts is still there, so that's a different story though. I just think he was able to play last year, so I think that's going to help a lot. And again, I don't know if McCarthy can play. They haven't said. I don't know if he's playing. I don't know if he remembers how to play. I don't know if his leg still works.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be Penix. I mean, I know he's gonna play, but he hasn't played in 2 years now.
Well, I mean, he was doing. I mean, truthfully, he was probably gonna win the starting job at camp last year.
Yeah.
If he didn't get the injury.
No question.
They
wanted an open competition.
They were very impressed with his grasp of the offense last year. So I have no problem with him being mentally ready. I mean, obviously, I guess the physical is going to be the biggest part. I mean, he's not going to see any.
He hasn't been, because you play quarterback, you're used to getting hit. He hasn't gotten hit in a while, so I think that's the other thing for me is he's going to be really apprehensive about stuff, at least for the first few games till he gets into it.
I don't even think it's going to be the first few games. I think once he gets hit that first time in a game
and gets concussion, yes, no.
You know what? I'm good. Well,
it's all of it's possible, right?
First hit injures him, he's going to get up and go, you know what? All right, I'm good now.
That maybe.
All right, so we're going to conclude our rankings. So we had, I read through J.J. McCarthy at number 21. 22 is Bryce Young. 23 is Geno Smith. Michael Penix, I'm sorry, that's where I left off at 24. We have Matt Stafford at 25, We have Sam Darnold at 26. Cameron Ward in Tennessee comes in at number 27. Aaron Rodgers at 28. By the way, he's in Pittsburgh now. 29 is Anthony Richardson Sr., which, by the way, was my pick last year to lead the league in passing. So, yeah. Number 30, Tyler Show in New Orleans. Number 31, Russell Wilson with the Giants. And number 32 is Daniel Jones in Indianapolis. So let's go top of the list, run it one more time, all the way down. Our rankings are Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels, Patrick Mahomes II, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Bo Nix, Justin Herbert, Jared Goff, Caleb Williams at 12, Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy, Jordan Love, CJ Stroud, Drake May, Justin Fields, William Trevor Lawrence, and Tua Tagliavoa at 20 rounds out our top 20. Gentlemen, believe it or not, we could spend hours talking about this, but we are just about out of time. Let's start with Craig. Craig, what's your final thought? What do you want our listeners to know about quarterbacks this season?
About quarterbacks, especially this season, with it being as deep it is, I would say the number one thing for me is don't reach for one. I mean, obviously, it's a draft.
Yeah.
It's your draft. If you really want someone, draft them whenever the hell you want. Don't worry about what anyone else says. But if you don't really care about quarterbacks and you're like, oh, I have 3 receivers and no running backs, but I want a quarterback, take a running back. Don't push the quarterback envelope because, like Britt said before, after the first 6 guys, I think it was 6, it's all the same guy, so don't worry too much about it.
I agree. Sean, what do you want to leave our listeners with tonight?
It's sort of the same thing. It's if you really like a guy that's especially in the top 4 of those guys, you can go for them. After that, definitely take your time. But if there's a guy that you want and they're coming around to that spot where it's around where he's going to go, if you want to take him and jump ADP and jump and get him early, yeah, go ahead and do it. You want to be happy with your team. The other thing to say is Superflex completely makes it different.
Yep.
Obviously, you want to draft one of those. Even you got to find one of those top, I would say 10 that you really like, and try to depending because they're going to go early. After that, then you could for your second QB, you can wait a while. You don't have to draft QB. You can wait a while for that second one, but definitely try to get one of the ones that you like. Have a list of the ones you like because you're gonna the one that you want is probably gonna be taken. One that you like, take it, and then you can wait and wait a while because again, we have such a broad down to even Matt Stafford of what could be a number 2 quarterback in a Superflex. So don't worry about that second one in a Superflex.
Absolutely. So I'm going to jump in on what they both said. If you, depending on your league setup, 2 QB leagues / Superflex, it's a completely different animal. The year that Craig and I did the best in the Scott Fish Bowl, which is usually 2 QBs, I think we got Patrick Mahomes in the first round, and we sat there in shock as Aaron Rodgers dropped to us in round 2.
Yeah.
And we were just like, I'm like, we kind of have to do this fucking right. And we made the finals that year. We didn't win, but we made the finals. So, you have to really take into your league setup exactly where you are. So definitely, we're talking about a PPR general scoring kind of setup. If you're a Superflex league or you're 2 QBs, that definitely changes the equation. This year, all I can tell you is in my leagues, I am waiting because one of these guys at like the 13 to 20 spot, the Dax or the Justin Fields or the Tuas, one of them is going to pop off. And if I can wait till round 7 or 8 to get them, I'm going to freaking do it because that means I'm going to have depth at running back. I'm going to have depth at wide receiver. Hell, I might even have a good tight end. Is that even a thing anymore? I don't know. But I am definitely not going to reach up in round 3 and look at Lamar Jackson. Let somebody else do it because the value you get at a different position is going to offset the quarterback you take later in 90% of cases. In 100% of cases, the best way you can support this podcast is by leaving it a review. Apple, Spotify, wherever you heard us, leaving us a review really helps us. This is also a great time of year to reach out to us. You can reach us at fignutsdfs@gmail.com. That's fignutsdfs@gmail.com. It's the best way to get in touch with us. We would love to hear from you. Gentlemen, the first of 7 episodes of crazy draft preparation greatness is in the books.
Yes, it is.
Sean will be joining us for wide receiver in 2 weeks, right?
Yep, that is what I'm scheduled for.
And then we will have the roundtables 2 weeks after that. I'm just going to say this. Stay tuned this year. The tight end, kicker, defense extravaganza is going to have shocks and surprises you cannot possibly anticipate right now.
I would say shock and awe.
Shock and awe. Or as some hot dogs from the internet once said, shock and amaze, shock and amaze.
Exactly.
I can't even put into words what you're going to see in tight end. It's going to be epic. So you need to be here for it. But in the meantime, what's that?
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Well, thanks, Sean, for joining in on us tonight. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, of course. And I got one thing to say. If you send us questions, Deb, hi, send us a question like, what the heck is a Superflex league? Hey, we know you don't know what it is.
You know, Deb. Deb's going to send us a question like, what the fuck is a Sean? And just to be a pain in the ass. So don't invite that. So not to mention, she listens to these 6 months after they happen, which I'll never understand. But we will be back next week. The Sinch will be joining Craig and I to discuss running backs. And I expect a full manifesto from Sinch about how running backs should never be given a second contract.
You're going to hear it.
The guy who hates running backs is doing the running back episode. Ay.
2 years in a row. Hey, listen, I put it out there, and you guys took your episodes, and Sinch ended up with running back again. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying this is beyond my control. What do you want from me? I just produced this. I don't know what to tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next week. Until then, my name is Britt.
I'm Craig.
And I'm Sean.
And we are the Football Fignuts Podcast.
Hi, Deb.